The question is no longer will we get Squid Game Season 2, but now when will we get Squid Game Season 2? Because that's right, ladies and gentlemen, it has now been officially confirmed that Squid Game Season 2 is happening. The creator of the series just confirmed this in a recent interview, just talking about the series, and confirmed that this series is coming back for Season 2. And honestly, they'd be kind of stupid not to. I mean, seeing as it's the most popular, most watched Netflix series of all time, it just completely blew up out of nowhere. I mean, nobody knew what this series was before it came out. We watched it, and it was amazing. I actually just finished watching it the other day because I didn't start watching it until like a couple days ago. But I loved it. The show is so good. So I'm so happy to see that it's coming back for a second season. And of course, with the way the season ended off, with some cliffhangers, there is some stuff that's set up for season 2, but then it also, of course, begs the question, what will happen in season 2? So when the creator confirmed that season 2 was happening, he basically said that like he's still working on planning out what the season will be about and all that stuff, so you really shouldn't expect it anytime soon, maybe next year, but also probably more likely 2023. We'll have to wait and see on that. But he did confirm one thing, that Gi-hoon will return for Season 2, which, again, is to be expected because of how Season 1 ended. Spoilers for Season 1 if you haven't seen it yet. But it ended with him winning the Squid Game, and then at the end of it, he dyed his hair red, and, you know, he, like, saved the day and everything, but at the very end, he found the card to the Squid Game, and basically called the front man, saying that he was coming after him, and that's where this season ended, with him going after the front man and the Squid Game people that are making it. So that's basically his mission in season 2, and I think that's going to be really, really cool to see that he's maybe going to be hunting down the Squid Game, maybe even infiltrating the Squid Game and trying to like go undercover, kind of similar to what we saw Jun-ho do in season 1, and try to take it down from the inside. I think that'd be really, really cool to see. But other than Gi-hoon, who else could we possibly see return in season 2? Because, of course, he's not only the main character of the series, but really the only character that survived season 1, or at least the only big character, other than, of course, our villain, the frontman, aka Inho. So, of course, we've got to expect him return. We can maybe even get like some sort of final battle of Gi-hoon versus Inho, and that they could be like arch enemies in the season. I think that'd be pretty cool to see, and that could really be the big plotline and big story for season 2. I think that'd be pretty cool. Now, there are some other characters that I do feel like could also return, like, for example, Inho's brother, Jun-ho, who, of course, was the undercover cop that infiltrated the Squid Games and was supposedly shot and killed at the end of season 1, but you know, we never saw a body, just like how with Il-nam, you know, we thought he was shot and killed, but then it turned out at the end he was the one behind all of it, and he never died. So we never really saw Jun-ho die. Sure, he got shot and he fell off that cliff, but he could have totally survived that, and I would love to see him return in season 2 because, you know, he did have a pretty big role in season 1, but we never got to see him really interact with any of the other characters too much. So I'd like to see that maybe in season 2, maybe a team up between Gi-hoon and Jun-ho. I think that'd be pretty cool to see. And also, by the way, if you haven't noticed already, I'm not good with pronouncing things, so if I'm pronouncing any of the names wrong, I apologize. I'm just not good with it. But I would love to see Jun-ho return in season 2. Now, another character that I think would be pretty cool to see is maybe Kang Chol, of course, the brother of Sae-byuk, who, of course, she died, but her brother kind of got the happy ending with Song-woo's mother at the end of season 1, so we could see him return, maybe even see him join the Squid Game. I think that'd be pretty cool, maybe even if there's like a time jump and he's now growing up, but at the same time, that's a character that, like, he did kind of get a happy ending, and we could totally leave him where he's at the end of season 1. Now, when it comes to the Squid Games and people behind it, of course, we know we've got the VIPs and the front man, and most likely we will get to see the VIPs return as well. But I'd also like to see the salesman return, or basically the recruiter, who we saw in the first episode, and then the final episode of season 1, where he was the one that originally recruited Gi-hoon, and at the end of season 1, when Gi-hoon saw him again, he just kind of disappeared. So, like I said, because we're going to be seeing Gi-hoon kind of hunting down the Squid Games and the people behind it, I would love to see maybe them do another game. I don't remember what the game was called, but, you know, like with the red and blue card where like they throw it at the ground and the slapping, you know, all that stuff. So I'd love to see like a rematch of that. I think that'd be pretty cool to see. So we could totally see that, again, because he is connected to the Squid Games and Gi-hoon's going to be hunting them down. But speaking of the people behind the Squid Games. Of course, that was the big reveal at the end of season 1 that Il was the big bad. He was the one behind this all. The old man that we thought was just like an innocent old guy that had a tumor in his head was just having fun one last time. Turns out at the end of this, he was a complete psychopath and he just got bored. So then he started this game where a bunch of people die and he just wanted to play some children's games. So that guy was messed up, and he did also die at the end of season 1, and for real that time. I mean, you saw him flatline and everything, so I am 100% sure that he is dead, but I would also like to see maybe him return in some flashbacks, because we know that the Squid Games have been going on for years and years, but this was the first time that he actually decided to participate in the games. So I'd love to see maybe some flashbacks to before his death, before this Squid Game we saw in season 1, and maybe see the early years, maybe even the first Squid Game, see like how he first came up with this idea. I think that'd be really cool to see, especially again because then you're exploring like the deep roots of the Squid Game with Gi-hoon hunting them down, and maybe he'll be uncovering more about their past. And also another thing, speaking of that, when it comes to the front man, In-ho, we know due to Junho's research that he was one of the winners, I think back in 2016, and then he ended up becoming the front man. So I would love to see and find out what happens to the winners, because that was something I was wondering about when we saw that big reveal, but we never got an answer to that. So I'd love to see just more of the history of the Squid Game explored in season 2, and I think that's something you could do really, really well, especially with some flashbacks with Il-nam, and also because he was just my favorite character, so I'd just love to see him come back. And yeah, guys, so there's a lot of potential in season 2, and now that it's confirmed, spit out your theories in the comments below, because there's so much that can happen here. And now that the creators confirmed this, like I said, he said that he's currently working on planning it out, and Gi-hoon is the only character confirmed to return, but like I said, we will most likely get some other characters like the front man, maybe the recruiter, and hopefully some other surprise returns like Junho and maybe Il-nam as well in season 2. And I'm just really excited for this. This was such an unexpected series. Like I said, it just dropped on Netflix. Nobody knew what it was. People started watching it, and then it just absolutely blew up and become the most popular, most watched series on Netflix of all time. And it's just this huge franchise now that, you walk around on Halloween and you wear so many Squid Game costumes. So I'm excited for this. I think it's gonna be really, really fun. And I'm excited to see where things go in season 2. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this news that Squid Game season 2 is officially in development? What characters would you like to see return, and what storylines would you like to see explored in Squid Game season 2? But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the movie life.